What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. A lot of people always say truth. We know Lil Durk was born in the culture. He the culture. You know, his daddy was locked up when he was growing up. His daddy kept his mouth closed because he didn't want to tell on Larry Hoover. Durk grew up in one of them neighborhoods. He helped pioneer the drill culture. He knew Varney and Wook. They was known to terrorize a lot of people in the street. You know, a lot of people told me them guys terrorized people before they changed their life. Now, some people might say they ain't changed their life. I ain't here to talk about that. They rappers now. You know, that's from what I know. I was told, you know, Durk came from that shit. You know, he knew a lot of these players. You know, he grew up around like BD Twin. He's one of the most respected BDs to ever, you know, call himself a BD. But I think Twin has changed his life now. He on like some manager things. He's doing things positives, giving back to the community from what I seen. So, you know, not trying to dirty his name up or nothing like that. But, you know, Durk come from this shit. It ain't surprising that Durk blew up on this music shit. Durk music was authentic because he come from that shit. A lot of people who people call drill legends who done lost their life in the drill culture, people we know about Durk grew up with those guys. And the other guys we talk about in the culture, Durk be dissing them guys because he ain't like those guys. Durk was involved in all that shit. A lot of people don't know Rooga too. That's one guy who I think could potentially blow up in this music shit. You know, what Drake did for Rooga is the same thing. I mean, what Kanye did for Rooga is the same thing Drake did for 600 Breezy. They reached out to that guy. You know, Rooga come from the culture. His cousin is Duck. His brother is Scrap. We all heard of the story about Scrap. You know, they come from MOB, a neighborhood that's known in the drill culture. We all hear the stories. You know, Rooga come from that shit. I don't find it surprising that Rooga, one of the guys that blew up out of that shit. You know, Kanye helped pick him up out of the, you know, I don't find that shit surprising. You can see that shit. It's some guys that's drill rappers and it's some guys that's the culture. Them guys came in the culture, you know, they might have not started it, but they helped pioneer this culture. Rooga might have came later on in the flick, but he was always involved in the culture, whether you want to believe it or not. His brother is linked to things in the culture. It's people tell me that a lot of shit started with his brother. You know, a lot of people told me a lot of things started with his brother. Now, I ain't involved in that, but I'm a street reporter, so I have to speak on these stories. Just wanted to tell you that. So a lot of people always ask me, True, who next to blow up in this rap shit? Who do you think is a drill artist that can blow up in this rap shit? Remember, it's hard now for a drill rapper to blow up because the whole music industry then stole the drill format. You know, it's no longer a music industry. Everything is drill. Every rapper that's out right now is damn near drill. It's a few more hip hop artists, but for the most part, it's drill. And nobody is really reaching out to Chicago pioneers, the people in the culture, to make sure they're involved in these projects that's out of Chicago, that's drill influence. And I said this plenty of times, but I think Rooga has the potential to blow up. I think his music is authentic because he comes from the culture. And he a leader. You can feel it. I get a vibe for a leader from him. I want to share a story with you. Rooga probably not be happy that I'm telling you this story, but I'm going to tell you the story anyway, right? When I interviewed Rooga told me something I think that was dope as hell. It kind of slowed my interview down, though, but I think it was dope and it was powerful. He told me the first thing, Truth, you can ask me anything you want to ask me. Just don't ask me about no op-ass niggas. Don't ask me about no niggas I'm beefing with, anybody op-ass niggas, because I be watching the interviews and they do not be speaking about us. So I ain't going to speak about these op-ass niggas in the interview. I thought that was powerful. Don't get me wrong, get fuck my questions up. But I thought that was powerful that he said that. And it made a lot of sense. You know, he taking his career serious. He understands the light on him. He ain't finna pump nobody's name up that don't deserve to be pumped up. I thought that was pretty smart in my opinion. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the homie Truth.